Hello everyone, I'm Miss Rafa. Welcome to a new lesson. Skills. Focus on two cities. Vocabulary. International. International. كمتحدث أصلي نلفظها International. International. Finance. Finance. Community. Community. Subway. Subway. Conquer in British, conquer in American. Host. Host. Skyscraper. Skyscraper. Ruins. Ruins. Now let's read the lesson. Skills. Focus on two cities. City life. Geography. London. London is the capital of the UK and has a population of around 9 million. It is on the River Thames in the south of England and is an international centre of finance and culture. There are large communities of people from different countries and religions, including over 1 million Muslims. About 300 different languages are spoken in London's schools. London has an exciting mix of old and modern buildings. You can see wonderful views from the London Eye, a wheel that takes you high above the city. Places to visit include the Houses of Parliament and Buckingham Palace. There are also many large parks, green spaces away from the traffic. London is visited by 30 million tourists a year and has many famous museums and galleries, including the British Museum. Up to 5 million people use the London Underground every day. It is one of the oldest subways in the world. London taxis are black and its buses are red. London is over 2,000 years old. Mexico City. Mexico City is one of the largest cities in the world, with a population of 21 million. It is situated on a plain in the center of Mexico. It was originally an Aztec city and was conquered by the Spanish in 1521. People still speak Spanish today. Mexico City is an important cultural and financial center, with skyscrapers and many historic areas. Each year, 10 million tourists visit sites such as its ancient Aztec ruins. There are also many museums, such as the National Museum of Anthropology and History, one of the greatest museums in the world. Football is Mexico's favorite sport, especially in Mexico City. The city hosted the Olympic Games in 1968 and part of the World Cup in 1970. The city's subway system is one of the busiest in the world, used by more than 4 million people every day. Unfortunately, Mexico City is one of the most polluted cities in the world. It has almost 10 million cars. Fact: in 1985, there was an earthquake in the city which killed 9,000 people. The taxis in Mexico City are lime green and white. Reading. Read the article again and copy and complete this table. Okay, this is the table. أهم شي بهذا السؤال هو نتعلم شو ممكن نتضمن بالموضوع. يعني لازم نحكي عن اللوكيشن، الموقع، population، الكثافة السكانية، language، اللغات، sites and museums، المشاهد والمتاحف، number of tourists، عدد السياح، transport، وسائل النقل. هاي مثال للمعلومات اللي ممكن نتضمنها بالموضوع اللي رح نحكي عنه بعد شوي. Did you know Mexico City has sunk around 9 meters since the beginning of the 20th century because it was built on an ancient lake? Writing. Write one paragraph describing a city in Syria. Remember to write about its location, population, and any important sites, museums, and things you can do there. Okay, we're going to talk about Aleppo. Aleppo is an ancient city of over 2 million people. It is located in the north of Syria, and it is the second largest city in Syria. There are many places to visit, like the National Museum and the old markets. Another interesting place to visit is the citadel. There are many things to do in Aleppo, and it is a great place for shopping. In fact, it is a great city to visit. Activity book. Reading. Skills development. Vocabulary. Contrast. Contrast. Motorways. Motorways. Unhurried. Unhurried. Temple. Temple. Snack. Snack. Story. Story. انتبهوا الكلمة بتشبه كلمة story قصة، بس كلمة قصة ما فيها حرف الإي، واثنيناتهم نفس اللفظ. story. Tokyo. Let's read. Tokyo is one of the largest cities in the world. It is a city of great contrasts. Busy motorways and crowded underground trains carry people to and from huge office blocks and factories every day. The streets are noisy and full of people. But just around the corner, you can find peaceful squares and quiet places where life seems unhurried and unchanged for centuries. Tokyo really is a combination of the old and the new, the traditional and the modern. Harajuku, for example, is an area famous for teenage culture. The streets are full of fashion shops and fast food restaurants, and many of Tokyo's most fashionable young people come here to shop. Asakusa. Asakusa. Asakusa, on the other hand, is a district that is still traditional in many ways. One of the most beautiful temples, Senji, can be found here. It was built in the 7th century and is Japan's oldest and most famous temple. To reach it, walk down the street called Nakamais. This street still sells traditional silk dresses Japanese fans, and local snacks. Tokyo's newest area, built in 2003, is a city inside a city. It is called Roppongi Hills and consists of 4 blocks of flats built around the Mori Tower, which is a 54-story skyscraper. Traveling around Tokyo is an experience that will take you from the past into the future, from one century into the next, in a day. Read the article and answer the questions. What is Tokyo a combination of? Tokyo is a combination of the old and the new, the traditional and the modern. What is the main activity in Harajuku? Young people come here to shop. What kind of building is Senaji? It is a temple. What 2 traditional Japanese souvenirs can you buy in Asakusa? Traditional silk dresses and fans. Why is it traveling around Tokyo like time travel? Because it is an experience that will take you from the past into the future in one day. Find words in the article which mean opposites, contrasts, slow, unhurried, small meals, snacks, very tall building, skyscraper, levels of a building, stories, writing. Now read this story, match the paragraphs with the questions above. Which town or city did you go to? Who did you go with? When did you go? About a month ago, our class went on a school trip to see the ancient ruins in Palmyra. Why did you visit it? We were studying the history of Palmyra and we were going to draw pictures of the old arches in our notebooks. How did you get there? We set off for Palmyra in a bus. It took us about 2 hours to drive there. As we reached the city, we saw the silhouette of the Arab castle above the huge colonnades. It was really magnificent. Who did you speak to, help, meet on the trip? How did this happen? As we were walking around, admiring the ruins, we met a group of tourists. They told us they were on a study tour of Syria and Lebanon. We told them about the history of the Temple of Bel and the Arab castle, and they said that we were very good guides. What was your opinion of your day out in general? It was a fascinating and interesting day out, and we learned a lot about the history of our country. Write a story about a day out in a town or city. Last Friday, my friends and I went to Palmyra in a bus. As we reached there, we saw the ancient ruins. We visited the Arab castle and the Temple of Bel. As we were walking, we met a group of tourists. They told us that they were on a study tour of Palmyra. We told them about its history. It was an interesting day, and we learned a lot about the history of our country. Don't forget to tell your friends about us so you can help them. Thank you very much. See you next time.